Oh boy. Hi, I'm ready for another thing at Dad's Train Room. You ready to go? Hey, where'd my drink go? Linus! Here's where the fun starts. I have a loop. It's going to go about here. When I say about, I mean I've already drawn a lot of little lines in here. But there's a problem that we're going to have, especially when we start making this thing spiral up. I'm going to have a hard time reaching on the inside of it. And I'm going to have an extremely hard time trying to get to the back of it. What we do here is, I got to make a hole. I got to make a little hole, a little bigger hole, so that I can come up to the middle and put a train back on the track or do any adjustments or anything like that. Any track maintenance, cleaning the track. So we're going to go ahead and cut us a hole right here. Say about 30 inches in diameter. That should work out pretty well after I go for a jog. Here's the plan. I have the router set up here. I mounted this right in the middle as a pivot point, and it allows me to do a nice circle. I'll support it on the bottom side and we'll cut out a little circle. I went ahead and cut my hole off camera, and it was just as simple as moving this thing around in a circle to cut it. Now I can lift it up out of there. The bit for the router I had go through just enough to go through the table, because I didn't want to go through the support that's going through here. Got to make sure you're not going to hit any screws or anything that the table had already put together. But now that we're done, well, there you go. One hole big enough for a dad and Dad's train room. Oh, now I'm really inside a train layout. Feels real first person-y, huh? Got my access hole. Got a loop of track. I have a little bit of lip here so that I can put my risers in, and I have plenty of surface to go onto. I fit just fine. And I can clean my track anytime I want to. I think this is turning out pretty good. Here I am inside my layout. Yeah, become one with the project. I am trying to lay out my circle where the circle's going to go, my double helix. I have a problem though. Alright, so here's the problem. This is banked curves, which means the outside is a little higher. Imagine a motorcycle going around a turn, how he leans into it. We're leaning the train a little bit on the inside so that when it goes through, the forces kind of pull it into the track instead of kind of pulling it off the track. It makes for a lot more stable. But the rest of the train yard is going to be flat track because it's going to be, for the most part, moving straight. I need a transition piece. This is a transition piece. It goes from flat track and banks. So this side of it fits up real nice to here, and this side of it fits up real nice to flat track, regular track, the track everybody knows and loves. Where these pieces are 45 degrees, these pieces are 22.5 degrees. takes 2 of these to equal 1 of these. Why do I bring this up at this point? I want to come off of here and I want to go straight, which means I need to start into a bank. If I put one in this here now while I'm lining everything up, I have a straight line that I drew right across here. But once I turn this whole thing the 45 degrees, it's hard to have good markers because I'm no longer on the seams of my track. But I put in 2 of these guys. Now, I take the seam where these 2 go together, I line it up right on my mark, I keep everything else in the little zones that I already drew out for it. Now, I know when it comes off here, it's going to go in a straight line that way, and that's what I want. And when this comes off of the double helix, for the most part, it's going to go straight that way. We'll discuss that one later. We went through on this video and we made our hole, our track around it, our transition pieces. Seemed like it worked out really well. So this one's going to be a little shorter than normal. Here is where the train yard's going to be for the next video. How we're going to lay it out, start putting it in place. That's going to be a lot of fun. Till next time, have a very blessed day. Can someone help me get my hat?